Hi, this is myself Steni. I'm here to present you some useful information about wireless communication, which is playing a very vital role in day-to-day life. Before moving deep into the topic, let's understand what is wireless communication. Wireless communication is the fastest growing and most vibrant technological area in the communication field. Wireless communication is a method of transmitting information from one point to other without using any connecting devices like wires, cables, or any physical medium. So here are some of the wireless devices. This is a RFID, this is a Wi-Fi module, this is an infrared, this is Bluetooth device, this is RF, this is a GPS system, and here is the GSM mobile phone. That's the communication, the wireless communication takes place in mobile phone with the help of these modules. So what is wireless communication? This is a very important topic. That is, every communication is a process of transmitting information, and wireless communication is a method of transmitting information without any wires or cables, etc. Communication can be wired or wireless, and the medium used for communication can be guided or unguided. In wired communication, the medium is a physical part like coaxial cables, twisted pair cables, and fiber optics, optical fiber links, etc., which guides the signal to propagate from one point to other. Such type of media is called guided media. On the other hand, wireless communication doesn't require any physical medium but propagates the signal through space. Since space only allows for signal transmission without any guidance, the medium used in wireless communication is called unguided medium. Even though there are no cables used in wireless communication, the transmission and reception of signals is accompanied with antennas. So, antennas are electrical devices that transform the electrical signal to radio signals in the form of electromagnetic waves and vice versa. The electromagnetic waves propagates through space, hence both transmission and transmitter and receiver consist of an antenna. So, in the last slide we've seen that electromagnetic waves, that is, in wireless media, the transmitter and the receiver consists of electromagnetic antennas, and surely the waves, the information is transmitted as electromagnetic waves. So let's understand what's electromagnetic waves. And electromagnetic waves consist of both electrical and magnetic field in the form of time-varying sinusoidal waves. Both these fields are oscillating perpendicular to each other, and the direction of propagation of electromagnetic wave is again perpendicular to both these fields. Electromagnetic waves are used in wireless communication to carry the signal. So it travels to the channel and transmits the signal. This is a pictorial representation of electromagnetic waves. Here you can see along the x-axis the electrical field is oscillating, and along the z-axis the magnetical field is oscillating, and along the x-axis you can see the EM wave propagation, that is electromagnetic wave propagation. It oscillates in perpendicular to x-axis and y-axis, that is electrical and magnetical field. And this diagram is taken from electronic hub. So, advantages of wireless communication. Today, communication is basically developed based on wireless. The recent researches of communication is also taking place by means of wireless. There are numerous advantages of wireless communication technology. Wireless networking and wireless system over wired communication, like cost, mobility, ease of installation, reliability, disaster recovery. Cost is a very main component of the very main advantage of wireless communication. The installation of wired communication devices are very expensive, and it's very expensive to maintain and also for maintenance purposes also. But in case of wireless communication, cost is very cheaper, and you can maintain it at a lower cost. Then mobility, you can access it from anywhere you want. It is easy to transmit, it is easy to carry everywhere, etc. Ease of installation, for example, if you have to install a wired communication, it requires a very long time and it is a very huge task. You have to test it, you have to install all the cables correctly, you have to fix everything, and there's many more possibilities of damages also. But in case of wireless communication, for example, you may take the Wi-Fi. You can install it with easy and you can easily access it. It is very easy. Then reliability, and the main thing is disaster recovery. So, for example, the natural disasters, cyclones, etc. And if they attack some buildings or anything else, if they attack our city or a major area, so this wired communication will be hugely affected. So it requires more time, and it will be very expensive to reinstall all the communication systems and all these systems equipments. But in case of wireless, the expenses can be minimal and the damages can also be minimal. As a knife has two edges, wireless communication also have some disadvantages. Even though these wireless communication has a number of advantages for worldwide communication, there are a few disadvantages as well. The most concerning disadvantages are interference. For example, when you use Bluetooth and Wi-Fi devices in the same area, there is a possibility of interferences of the signals. Then security, which is a very major fact which has to be concerned, and health, the radiations, that is because um, it is the signals are transmitted in medium by the form of radiation, that is electromagnetic waves, that is gamma rays, x-rays, and infrared rays are all forms or examples of electromagnetic rays. So it is harmful to health when it is overused or when it is exposed to long time. So the basic elements of wireless communications are, there are three basic elements. That is, one is transmission, then other is a channel, and other is a reception. So this is a pictorial representation of this wireless communication system. There is a transmission path, then the wireless channel, and then the reception path. The information is first sent to the source encoding. The information is a message signal which you are sending, and encoding means process of converting data from one form to other. It is impossible to transmit the informations without converting it. So after source encoding, it is encrypted, and after encrypted, it is channel encoded. Again, it is converted from one form to other, and after that, it is modulated. So modulation is very much necessary in communication. Um, it converts the low frequency signals into high frequency signal to have a efficient communication, and after that it is done by multiplexing. And in modulation, it also requires that this antenna size can be reduced with the help of modulation, and because the size of the antenna will be equal to quarter the wavelength of the message signal. So if that is a high frequency, you can have a very small antenna size at the transmission and reception. Then the multiplexing, and afterwards it is transmitted through the channel, that is the wireless channel. And after then it is a time for receiving the signal, and this takes place at the reception path. First, the opposite of all sorts of things what happened to the transmission path will be in the reception path. That is, demultiplexing will be happening first, then demodulation, then channel decoding, then channel decryption, then source decoding, and then the estimated information to be sent to the receiver. This demultiplexing is the opposite of multiplexing. Demodulation, the opposite of modulation. decoding the opposite of encoding, and encryption is an opposite of decryption. So these are the types of wireless communication system. The first thing is very very familiar. It's in everybody's home appliances, right? The television and radio broadcasting. The second thing is satellite communication, which is also more familiar to every one of us, because satellite and outer spaces can communicate with stations in our planet with the help of these wireless communication. Then radar, which is highly used in military appliances. Then mobile telephone communication, that is cellular communication, which I, you, and everyone are doing now right currently. And infrared communication. Then Wi-Fi, which is a very powerful wireless communication field. And Bluetooth, bagging, cordless phones, radio frequency identification, and there are many more systems too. These are some of the examples. So these are the end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts or queries, please make known to me so that I could clear it. And thank you for spending this time with us. Thank you. Stay safe.